Good evening, everybody. Peter and Julie here. It is Tuesday night. I guess the last Tuesday of the year, right, Julie?
Oh my gosh, I guess it is now that you say that. It's kind of hard to believe. But yeah, it's the last Tuesday of the year. We got a big week coming up. New Year's Eve on Thursday, New Year's Day on Friday. Hope everybody eats their black-eyed peas and greens. That is a tradition that my granny always, she always made us eat black-eyed peas and greens. And y'all may not like this, but pork belly for New Year's. I don't know. Does anybody else have any, like, what do y'all eat for New Year's? Does anybody else have any traditions like that? And I know I'm kind of just like going into it. I'm just so excited to hear what other people do. Did you have anything that you normally like do on New Year's? It's been a tradition.
Well, I hope some people put some things in chat, but I tell you, I don't think I do. We try to do some fun things, and this year we're gonna go spend the night with some friends. And my tradition is to have fun. How about that?
Yeah.
That is my tradition. I like to try to do something that is fun. And last year we were actually in Dominican for this. The year before then we were in New York, but we didn't do the ball drop. And this year I heard they're not even doing the ball drop.
They're not?
No, I think it's because of the COVID and all that stuff. They're clamping down on it.
Well, we could do like Nancy said in the chat. She said she keeps the kids up late and bangs pots and pans together.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I saw this thing in a post today in Louisiana. People build these big, cool, like wooden structures shaped like things, like boats or guitars, and then they light them on fire. It's like a bonfire for Christmas. I thought that was the coolest thing. I'm like, I might do that one year.
That does sound pretty cool. I see somebody said there's a possum drop in Tennessee. I don't know if that's a joke.
Well, Manny said his tradition is to kill a pig with the family because they're very Cuban. Well, if you are doing that, I am sure that you are cooking that pig in the ground using banana leaves if you're Cuban. I just watched a cooking show about that the other day. What's up, Kenneth? Hope you're having a good night. Thank you guys for being on. Well, we missed this part, but as you guys are popping on, tell us where you're from. I would love to hear where everybody's calling in from tonight. Calling in from, I sound like a radio host. I mean, dialing in or zooming in.
Zooming. Now, like that will be, even after this COVID is over, I bet that will be like right now, if you went to the dictionary, Zoom probably is the name of a company. I think like if you go to dictionary a year or two from now, Zoom will be like like Kleenex. Kleenex used to be, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like,
I know what you mean. Almost like it's the name of something. Instead of saying bleach, you say Clorox or you say Kleenex.
Exactly. Yes, a household name. Yes, thank you, Erica. It'll be a staple. But yes, we're all zooming, and we've done some amazing things with Zoom this year, and things we didn't even think we could do. And here we're going to get started here in a couple minutes, but that's what it's all about. We're going to give you guys kind of our State of the Union, the final State of the Union. We started doing these right around the time the pandemic hit, and tonight we just thought, you know what, we got one more left in us. What's the final State of the Union? So we're going to lay it out from how we see things. But we're glad you guys are here. I mean, my gosh, it's 2 days before New Year's. Still, I'm sure a million things you could be doing. And but we're glad you're here for I think tonight will be a cool little fireside chat. So cool. We're going to get started here in just a minute. Man, it's amazing. Like 2 days ago, I was, although 2 days ago, you're in the snow, but 2 days ago here in Atlanta, I was also like bundled up. It was freezing. And we just literally went to a restaurant across the street. And I don't know if you could see, I have a t-shirt on. It's like crazy weather here in Atlanta. I went from total freezing to t-shirt weather at night.
That's nuts. But that's Georgia. I mean, it could be one thing one day, one thing another day. I mean, it's speaking of that, Pete. Let's see where everybody's from tonight. We got John Purcell from DC, Kenneth from Michigan, Nancy from Maryland, Urbano from Moreno Valley, California, Pamela, Germantown, Maryland, 20 minutes outside of DC. We got another Maryland. Man, Maryland is the place to be today. We've got Erica from Cumming, Georgia, Shane from Cumming, Georgia, Mohammed from Orange County, California, Stanley from St. Louis. By the way, Stanley, one of my mentors is from Chesterfield, Missouri, which I believe is right outside of St. Louis. I'm actually going to be in St. Louis in about 3 weeks. So, I mean, it's kind of funny going into that, but like even, Peter and I, we have mentors. We're inside of, mentoring groups and things because I've always felt the quickest way to success is to learn from the best. You know what I mean? It's short. It's a pathway that where you learn by others' mistakes so that you don't make the same thing. It's the quickest pathway to success. So got on my little tangent here about St. Louis, but I do love St. Louis. We got somebody's Android from Texas, Cape Cod, Edgar. Let's see, Anderson, South Carolina, Boston, Massachusetts. Sandra says we know she's from Arkansas. Yes, we do, Sandra. Hey from Arkansas. Denise from Shore View, Minnesota. Let's see. Milwaukee. Valencia, New York. Joseph, New York. Riverside, California. Well, there's a lot of you guys here tonight. Fresno, California. We've got everybody from Maryland all the way to South California. That's pretty big difference there.
Well, and that's how we like it. And that's, I guess, the ultimate definition of what we do. Partner with people across the United States and do real estate deals together. So guys, welcome aboard. It's officially the last time that you guys will see us here this year, but we're going to seamlessly skate into next year. So we will see you back here next Tuesday. But we thought tonight, in the morning, I usually get a text from Kristen every Tuesday morning. And she'll be like, hey, what's the topic? And I thought this is like, let's face it. I don't care how you look at this year. It's been a strange year. I think that's one thing it's been a very, very unusual year. As a matter of fact, at my age, 50 some years old, I can't remember ever going through what we went through this year. And I know, it got political, and I don't know, it doesn't matter what side of the politics you're on, what belief you think, what happened and why it happened. We all got affected. One way or another. And this pandemic was, it took a lot of people by storm, by surprise. And so we thought, what better thing to do in the last 1 or 2 days of the year than just kind of, from our end, give you guys our State of the Union. We started when the pandemic hit, like I think 2 or 3, 4 weeks into it. Somebody requested one day, he's like, Pete, what do you think about the industry right now? So I'm like, you know what, let's do a State of the Union. And we've done about 3 of these during the pandemic. And we thought we're going to roll out of this year, and we're going to kind of give you our take on what's taking place in the industry right now, both in our world as with partners and kind of what we think, from a global perspective. And we're going to get into that in just a minute. But first of all, I would acknowledge those of you that are here tonight. Julie and I have been doing this for about as long as we've been doing anything as far as our partner model. When we initially started partnering with people to do real estate deals, we're like, how are we going to get our message out? There's that traditional ways of doing it, but we're like, you know what? People follow us on social media somewhat. We do a lot of marketing. We got an email list. And so right when we started partnering and doing deals with people across the states, like, come on, once a week, we just kind of get on and we just hit different topics. And this has been the one thing since we basically changed our real estate investment model to a partner-driven model, not to just a model where we go chase deals ourselves. This is the one thing that we've done consistently. And we know there's two types of people listening to us tonight. Some of y'all, you guys are our partners already. You're already in the family. I know if you're in the partner-driven family and you're here tonight, I would say you're fired up. Okay. I'm just like, if you're at all seeing what's happening, if you're part of the Facebook world, if you're part of all the energy that's being created, you are fired up. You know the motto 2021, best year ever. We bought into this, and we're committed to this, and we're committed to making you all who already are our partners have absolutely amazing years next year. So if you're a partner here listening to us tonight, you know what I'm going to tell you, right? You're going to reset a little bit. You're going to recommit, and we're going to take you to the next level, and we're going to go rock and roll. And we're going to blow the doors off 2021. Some of you guys, you guys are checking us out. You're like, wow, what's this partner model all about? Some of you guys are very well aware of what the partner model is all about. You're just kind of getting a little bit more comfortable with us. And we thank you for being here tonight. And if you're in that position where you're not yet a partner, hopefully tonight, you make the decision to be a partner. And if like tonight you're ready to go, we have a special phone number for you to call. We have a couple of key team members on standby. By the way, if you're already talking to a team member, this phone will, like, I don't know how we do it, but somehow magically route you to that team member. So that number, and we'll put it in chat, is 770-746-8585, 770-746-8585, and you'll be routed right to a team member that you've already connected with. If you haven't connected with a team member, but you're like, I'm in, then call that number and there'll be somebody on standby and we'll get you rock and rolling. But our partner model is an easy model to explain. Julie and I, first and foremost, like when somebody asks us what we do, we don't say we're like educators. We don't say we're like inspirational people. We don't say we like write books for a living. We are real estate investors. First and foremost, Julie and I do real estate deals. We have way even before the partner model ever started. And that's how we made our living. That's to this day how we make our living. Nothing's changed other than we put a twist on it. We thought the best way for us to grow one day, like this is a while back now, why don't we just start partnering with people and doing deals with them and splitting the profits in the back end. Now we needed to put some mechanisms in place, because like if we were going to funnel our money to somebody in Milwaukee, we got to do everything possible to make sure that money does not get lost. So we set up some incredible systems along the way to make sure our partners make money, which means we make money. So for instance, if once you become a partner, you get coached, you get mentored by us on a daily basis. We give you the latest and the greatest technology. And by the way, if you're an investor today or you want to be an investor and you're like, technology, why would I need technology? Like, don't even get started. Because if you don't have technology today, you are at such a huge disadvantage. So we give our partners the latest and the greatest technology. We generate leads for our partners. By the way, our lead gen is about ready to take it to the next level, where we'll actually start generating not just owner leads, but motivated seller leads. And that's right around the corner here in the next couple of weeks. Once we put the deals together, deals start coming together, our back office steps in and handles all the back office paperwork, closings, inspections, all those things you don't even think about that you need as an investor. But let me tell you something, you need them. So you have full access to our back office. We provide 100% of the capital on deals that need capital. We provide construction help when our partners need construction help. Put the properties in the market, sell them, split the profits down the middle, 50-50. And that right there is our partner model. So for those of you that are ready to get started, that phone number, give us a call today, and we are looking for more partners. And I will tell you, the kind of the thing that wraps the whole partner model up, it is a true community. It's really a family. I mean, it is amazing what goes on behind the scenes at the partner-driven level, the commitments, the things that are happening. So make no mistake about it. It is we do real estate deals, but really we help, we support, we encourage. We come together as family, and so If you do become a partner, we're going to ask two things of you. We want you to take as much as you want, take as much coaching, leads, take, but we also ask that you give back and you help somebody along the way. So if that's foreign to you and that's something you're not willing to buy into, you're probably not going to be an incredible fit to the partner-driven family. So anyway, having said all this, it is time for a State of the Union. And look, the bottom line is this. We're not going to, this is not a time for us to discuss like what happened. We all know what happened. Like everybody at this point knows what the last 7 or 8 months has been like. Everybody at this point pretty much knows how you got affected for the last 7 or 8 months. Like, in the first couple of weeks, what was it? Everybody was thinking, well, what's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to my job? What's going to happen to my business? What's going to happen long-term? I think at this point, we kind of have all figured out, what has taken place, what has transpired, and most of us can look a little bit further down the road and pretty much gauge where things are going in our own personal world. So tonight is not about that. But what tonight is specifically is about is kind of Julie's and my personal outlook on what's currently taking place and what's about to take place. Because we are rolling into a new year. I like to say it's a seamless roll, but let's face it, a new year is a new year. This is the time to pause for a second, maybe take stock, reset, recommit, redo your goals and all this. So I think it would be amiss to just say, well, in the next 2 days, new year comes across. I will tell you globally, and I'm sure you guys all know this, we are very optimistic about what's taking place. We are excited about what's taking place. We have, when we started with this whole thing, hold on, I'm just going to open up my door because it's so hot here. But when we started with this whole pandemic, Julie and I decided, along with everybody here, we said, you know what, we're going to double down, we're going to triple down. Because we felt like this is going to be an incredible opportunity, but, it was new to us, okay? I can tell you at this point, and I think I speak on everyone's behalf here, we are again, doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down on what's taking place. I think if you're at all in this industry and you're not bullish on it, you don't see the writing on the wall of what's taking place right now and what's about ready to take place. I think if you're in this business right now and you're you're still trying to figure it out, I'm just telling you, anyone that understands real estate, real estate falls under certain economic principles, right? There's supply, there's demand, there's appreciation, there's depreciation. There's easy money, there's difficult money, there's expensive money, there's cheap money. There's certain factors in real estate that none of us can argue against. I mean, it is really what real estate is all about. Okay. I could tell you if you'd all study these indicators, right? Literally study appreciation, depreciation, demand, supply, in my opinion, we are literally at the perfect storm right now. Now, what I have been calling it up to this point is we're at this equilibrium point. And if you follow me at all, you know that I've been using the word equilibrium point. And the reason I've been using it is because everybody could visualize what is equilibrium, right? You take scales. And, you got the up, you got the down. Well, that's how real estate is. Real estate, really, if you're going to just say you can only look at it in a two-dimensional way, it's always like this. That's it. For instance, there's times, and you hear these words all the time. It's seller's market. It's a seller's market. It's a seller's market. There's times you hear it's the buyer's market. It's the buyer's market. It's the buyer's market. And the two never cross, maybe by accident they cross, but then again, it's this way, appreciated. Now it's depreciated. And by the way, guys, I've ridden all of these markets out. I mean, for 22, 23 years, I've been hustling, in this industry. So I've been in all kinds of cycles. And we're literally at equilibrium right now. And another word for equilibrium, I just literally was thinking about it. It's literally the perfect storm. We're literally at the perfect storm because what has happened as a result of the last several months, there has been a tremendous pent up motivation by sellers. Okay. Huge motivation by sellers to sell. Now, not every seller, but way, way, way more sellers than usual, because the pandemic itself created this motivation level, right? Some people lost their jobs, some people lost their businesses, some people lost their savings. So when that happens, what do? You have to be liquid. That's what happens when things go bad. People start getting like thinking of different ways of creating liquidity. And when you're talking about liquidity for your life, it's got to be something big, right? I mean, you're not going to go out there and sell, headphones, and that's not going to pay any bills. So the biggest asset that most individuals in the United States have are their properties, right? So there's been this huge motivation by a lot of sellers to sell, 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 sell. We're seeing it all over the place. We have here at Partner Driven, just with our partners in the last 3 to 4 weeks, like six-folded how many deals we have going on. Like, can you imagine? Imagine, like during Christmas, who thinks about selling their property during Christmas, right? What do you think about during Christmas? You think about buying presents, shopping for the family, cooking dinner. No one during Christmas thinks, let me put another thing on my plate and let me just like sell my property. That people don't think like that, right? Well, guess what? Six-folded in the last 3 to 4 weeks of how many deals we're doing at probably very arguably the toughest time in this industry. Like there's real estate offices, like in the agency world, they don't even work. Like they don't even have sales meetings during December. So we have six-folded that. So huge, huge, huge for a lot of people, like millions of people, to get liquid because of what's taken place of some uncertainty maybe in their industries into the future. Okay. Now, why? Now, let me tell you why this thing's about ready to go like kabongers. As motivated as they have been to sell, there have been some things put in place to prevent them from selling. Like, as we all know, there's been a moratorium on foreclosures, right? A moratorium for evictions. And guess what happens when there's a moratorium for like foreclosures and evictions? Well, when there's a moratorium for foreclosures, the guy that has to sell, he all of a sudden realizes, well, I don't have to pay my mortgage payment. So maybe I just stop paying the payment and, whatever happens, happens. Maybe I'll never have to make the payment, right? So pent up demand, but like, I don't got to pay a mortgage payment, so I'll just kick back. A moratorium on evictions. What does that mean? The guy that wants to sell, let's say his investment properties and rental properties, which are the most likely properties to be sold, he wants to sell, but he can't sell because his tenants stop paying. And because there's a moratorium on evictions, he can't evict them, which means investors aren't going to buy something knowing there's a problem sitting in that house. A lot of times, and let me tell you something, we're experiencing this all over the United States. These tenants aren't even letting people in. They have all the rights now. Well, guess what's starting to happen across the United States? These moratoriums are being lifted. So now all of a sudden you have the investor or the property owner that for the last 7 months is like, I'm on easy street. I don't got to make any mortgage payments. Guess what happens when the moratorium on foreclosures gets lifted? He's going to have to do something, right? He's going to either get out of it quickly or he's going to lose it. So all those people, all their motivation will actually go through the roof. What do you think happens to all those people that did want to sell? They couldn't sell because they couldn't evict their tenant. And now all of a sudden the moratorium on evictions gets lifted. Guess what they're doing immediately? Boom, they're filing, they're evicting, and now they're selling. So from this side, huge, huge, huge. And it's only going to be bigger now, guys. We're seeing it already, how big it is. But with all of these moratoriums getting lifted, I think it's going to go like through the roof. It's going to be to a point where we're not going to be able to, I hate to say it because I hate saying things. I don't want to throw things out in the universe, but I don't know if we're going to be able to keep up with it. Honestly, and I've talked to some like heavyweight players in this industry, and none of them are telling me that, like, just wait. Nobody's going to be able to handle the flood of inventory for motivated sellers. Okay, so that's about ready to go through the roof. which probably most people think, well, that means this side is bad. The buyer side's bad, right? If there's a glut of inventory, who's going to want to buy it? This is why this equilibrium, it's opposite. Because as bad as the pandemic has hurt the seller side, there's tons of people who the pandemic not only did not hurt, they profited during the pandemic. So they have all this cash that's been sitting on the sideline before, and they're coming in to the industry to buy up all this inventory, right? So there's two types of buyers. There's a retail buyer, which means like Mr. and Mrs. Smith want to buy a house to live in. For them, unbelievable time to be buying these houses. Why? Because money's so cheap, right? So we buy as an investor here, we put a couple bucks in it, fix it up. These things, we can't even keep them in the inventory because people are buying them. I mean, we have some partners we're doing this with, like 1 day in the market, 3 days in the market, gone, gone, gone. The other type of buyer is the investor buyer. And like I said, on the investor side, you just kind of have to just trust me on this. There's a ton of new cash for investors to buy. So unbelievable equilibrium. Huge, huge, huge motivation to sell. On this side, huge, huge, huge motivation to buy. We as investors, guess where we are? We're right in the middle because these guys don't know how to find these guys. That's not what they do for a living. We do. These guys don't know how to find these guys because that's not what they do for a living. We do. We put ourselves in a position in the middle as being real estate investors. And that's why, guys, I'm telling you, I am extremely fired up about what's about ready to take place. Literally 2021, best year ever. What do you say, Julie?
You know, I'm going to kind of take this in a different direction because as I was thinking about like the state of the union, the state of the way things are going right now, you know, I kind of looked at it in a different way, Pete. I don't know if you notice on social media, but everybody, like every meme, every comment is everybody's ready for 2021, right? I don't know, put it in the chat. Who here is ready for 2021? Give me a thumbs up, a yes, whatever, right? Absolutely, yes. We're tired of, you know, all of the misfortunes and things that are going on. And a lot of us, you know, are gonna sit back and you're thinking about what you want for yourself for 2021, right? A lot of you are thinking maybe some unfortunate things happened to you, right? Something, you know, critical happened today with the stimulus check. Maybe unfortunately people here lost their jobs, right? My state of the union for 2021 is that I believe this is the year of you. And what do I mean by the year of you? Meaning is that in any other year, you start a new year, maybe you have a resolution, maybe you have goals and dreams, but you never quite get there, right? I don't know, besides maybe in whenever 2000 hit, you know, to me, I don't know, for whatever reason, whenever from 1999 to 2000, that seemed like such a huge jump for me, but I can't think of a more influential turn of a year. My question to you guys is, right, is what are you going to do about it? I mean, what are you going to do about it for yourself? Could you imagine that not being worried about losing a job? I mean, not even being worried about it because you own your own business. What about not being worried if you get that stimulus check or not, because it doesn't make a difference whether you get it or not? I know that's a weird concept, but it's a concept that for lots of people, you know, out there, these aren't things that they have to worry about because they took the effort that it took to get into this business. Now, why does this matter? To me, this matters because I think there's good times to get in the business, great times to get in the, I always think it's a good time to get in the business, by the way, because, well, I'm in the business. But if there's ever been a good time for you to decide that 2021 is going to be your year to do what you want to do with your life, Meaning, I saw a gentleman earlier, he drives a truck, right? And he said, I want to do real estate investing for, for a living. I'm assuming to get out of the tractor trailer business. By the way, I used to be in that business, sir. And I understand how tough it is. I mean, for those of you that don't know, like in these trucks and these rigs now, they literally have cameras looking at you all day long. You can't speed. You can't look the other way. I'm getting on a tangent here. But make 2021 the year for you. There's no better time for you to really go out and get what you've always wanted. And I'll tell you, I'm doing this for even myself. For years and years and years, I have put myself on the back burner, meaning I've put work in front of me. I've put, kids in front of me, which I always will because I love kids, right? I've put everything before myself. For me, it's about putting me first and doing what's good for Julie, right? I really, believe you guys should all do this exact same thing. Like for me, it's about maybe, getting healthier, losing some weight. For you, that may be good. For you, already may be great in that area, right? But you're not where you want to be financially. This is the year to do it. You're going to see wealth exchange hands next year at a very, very high level. And it's not going to be an equilibrium of a wealth transfer. Okay. It's unfortunate that there's going to be individuals that are going to be in this situation because of just what Peter talked about. So my suggestion to you is to make a decision here. Okay. You can't make a decision here without it coming from here. Right? You've got to know why this is going to be the year for you so you can make the decision here to do what you need to do. Like somebody just mentioned in the comments, how when you're broke. Well, Terry, when I started in this business, I was as broke as I could be. I pawned everything I owned. Okay. I was almost basically homeless. You study and you work your tail off, right? I was willing to do things that others weren't willing to do. That's my suggestion to you, Terry, because definitely you are 1000% worth it. Now I'm going to kind of go into my next subject because I'm feeling motivated right now. Okay. One reason, guys, that I love this business is, and by the way, when Peter and I say we still do deals, like we really do still do deals. I still go on appointments for sellers. Actually, that is my absolute favorite thing to do, is to go on appointments to meet with sellers. Okay. The reason I love to do that is because I get to meet people, I get to hear their stories. And because of what we do, I also get to solve problems for folks. I had problems long ago, or about 10 years ago. I didn't know how to solve them. This business allows you to be a problem solver for people. Okay. And unfortunately, there's going to be, with the moratorium lifting, I mean, there's going to be, people that are in pre-foreclosure that are going to literally lose their homes back to the bank. Okay. And you got to remember, banks are businesses. They're not people, right? Everything is numbers driven for them. Guys, if you like helping people, or if you love helping people, you like making money to support yourself, this is the state of the union for me, is that you need to take action now. Okay. There's going to be a flood of pre-foreclosures. And the sad thing is that I know, because in our partner program, I show our partners how to pull list off of our revolutionary product, Deal Driven, which, by the way, January 1st, We will get updated pre-foreclosures in your area daily. It will be updated daily. We have been preparing for this for months to be ready for this. I want you to imagine these people that own these homes, they literally have equity in the house. Okay? They are going to lose their property back to the bank along with all of their equity. Because when individuals get in this situation, just like I did 10 years ago, you know what I did, Pete? I put my head in the sand. I put my head in the sand because I couldn't see a way out. When you get that down on your luck or your life, you can't see the way out. So they're going to be stuck without a house when they have equity. When you can come in there and there are solutions to help these people. Instead of they're losing their home, imagine giving them money plus buying their home, right? Plus buying their home and getting the money so they can move on to the next stage of their life. I'll tell you, for me, it's not about just making money. This is a cause for me. I don't want people to do or feel like I did back then, right? But you've got to understand how to solve these problems. If this idea of helping people and making money, warms your heart, then I suggest you start learning it now. I really, really do. And learn, you can do all of these things and help yourself at the same exact time and help your family. So can I ask you guys a question? Whether you're a partner, whether you're not a partner, whether you're going to be in our partner program or not. Okay. Are you going to do what it takes to help yourself first and help other people? Put it in the chat now. Or are we going to continue to just watch TV and wish we coulda, woulda, and listen to other people that don't pay our bills? Right? And quit doing that. Quit listening to people that don't pay your bills. I used to listen to people all the time that wanted to have an opinion about what I did, but they didn't pay me anything. So I'm asking you, is this going to be 2021? Is it going to be your year? Thank you, Stanley. He says, of course. Derek says, absolutely, he wants to help other people. Nancy says she wants to be, that's the right track for her as well. Terry said yes. Edward says yes. Guys, let's do this together. You don't have to be a lone wolf in this game. We can all learn and grow and help tons of people in 2021. What, right? I mean, this is something that we all can do. Now, that's just people in foreclosure, right? Well, you're right. There's a lot of investors out there that don't own that many properties that are going to, and you think as an investor, just because you're an investor, that people have lots of money. That is a terrible misconception. There are lots of investors out there that own under 10 properties, or they could own hundreds, who knows? They're in a terrible situation too. By not being able to get rent from tenants, they can't pay their bills for their family. Their rental income pays their house bills, pays for their food, pays for their cars, pays for everything. They're going to be in the same situation too. They just lost their job. They lost their job too, their source of income. I'm going to be there for those deals as well. So everything comes back around to exactly what Peter said. I'm going to put it in my own terms. He used the word equilibrium. There's going to be a very high, unfortunately, a high turnover rate in housing because of pre-foreclosures, because of moratoriums, because of things like that. right? But also, there are lots of buyers out there. The last property that I put up for sale a week ago sold in 2 hours, and it wasn't even that great of a deal. Okay. So there's lots of buyers, there's lots of properties. I'm not going to go into supply and demand, but how much of the market share are you going to take for yourself while helping others, while helping yourself? Guys, like, I'm going to say it again. I obviously want you to be a partner of ours because I put Peter, myself, Rafa, our entire team, put our heart and soul into our partners. Whether you are a partner of ours or not, I genuinely want the most success for you in 2021 that you can ever imagine, because you deserve it. And if real estate is something you're interested in, now's the time to get to it. Okay. And, I really, just wish all of you guys the best for this year, for 2021 coming up. But let's get it, right? Let's get it.
That's good stuff, Julie. That's powerful. I can tell you right now, guys, if you take real estate as a whole, there are segments of real estate that did get hit, like commercial side, office space. I mean, let's face it, like even in our company, we went from a 10,000 square foot building during the pandemic to a 2,000 square foot building. And that's mostly because Julie doesn't like to work from home. But everybody else did just fine. But there are segments of real estate like ours, single family homes, that are thriving. They're thriving for every single reason that Julie said. They're thriving for every single reason I said, and 20,000 other reasons. But I'll tell you from a little bit different perspective. Have you guys ever been to like a football game or maybe a car race or anywhere there's a lot of people, like maybe a 4th of July celebration? A lot of you all are going to be going to New Year's. And when you get there, there's just a buzz, right? Like there's just like, it's exciting. Like if you go into a stadium of 50,000 fans, right? And you're watching your favorite football team, it's just like, there's a buzz, right? Or you're in a college game, right? And you're with your buddies there and you're like, there's just a buzz of excitement. And that's how it is right now from my perspective in real estate. There's just a buzz. Mm-hmm. It's exciting. I mean, as I talk to my friends, as I talk to partners, as I see what's happening out there, I cannot believe, like we started this thing at with our partners, 2021 best year ever. And I'm telling you, if from a perspective of being a real estate investor, 2021 best year ever. I'm talking from my perspective, right? I'm talking from perspective from a guy that's been doing this for 22 years. And yeah, I've had some lows, make no mistake about it. I don't hide from those, but I've had some big wins in this business, some big wins. Like this last year was a big win. I'm telling you, 2021 best year ever. And so for those of you that are partners, my message to you tonight is very simple. You got it. You got it right in front of you. I mean, the platter has been served to you. You got training, you got coaching, you got support, you got back office, you got leads, you got technology, you got funding, you got deal structure. We're about ready to plunge into creative financing deals, which are going to go cuckoo nuts also through the roof. Julie said we're about ready to launch not only pre-foreclosures like once a month updates, but everyday updates for our partners.
We needed a whole webinar just on, we needed a whole webinar on just that.
That's huge. You're right. I mean, it's that is like that's like the latest and the greatest information. That's the breaking news of the day. So if you're a partner, you guys, I'm just telling you, and I say to you, as I say to myself, let's go. 2021 best year ever. Whatever we got to do, we do it together. We do it under one umbrella. We do it holding hands. We do it embracing each other. If you're a partner, let's step it up. I am so fired up for those that already are partners. I'm excited for where you're going to be. I am, like, my goal this year, and I did this little write up last night. You know, every year I've evaluated my personal career, my personal world, and the year based upon how well I did, how much I made, how much progress. In 2021, 12 months from now, my evaluation of my year is going to be very simple. How many partners did we help get to the next level? How many partners did we get to do their first deal? How many partners are we doing consistent deals? How many partners did we take it from 100 deals to 200 deals? That's going to be it. I mean, I put it down, and that is 2021, best year ever for myself. And for those of you that are partners and you're buying into it, we are we're excited. Remember, next 3 closings, like, I don't care how many partners do it, but next 3 closings, tickets are on me. I'm buying you airline tickets. I'm getting you a car to pick you up at the airport. They're driving you to my lake house. We're hanging out for a day or 2. We're talking, we're strategizing, we're doing business, we're smoking cigars if you smoke cigars. Julie's coming over, Rafa's coming over. We're gonna
I'll bring something cool. I don't know what it is yet, but it'll be cool.
and if Julie says it, then she will deliver. So next 3 closings, if you're a partner, I don't care if they happen in January, March, July, whenever, that we're going to do that, and we're going to build an amazing friendship, because that's the other thing. I just want to get closer to our partners. I think this pandemic has kind of put a rift a little bit, a little distance. And so whatever we could do to create that, we'll do that. If you're not a partner, 2021, best year ever. I'm telling you, if you make the right moves. Make the right moves, and make the right moves right now. You're listening to us tonight, so I assume you've already decided real estate is your play. Okay, I'm going to tell you, there's some essentials you need. You need to know what you're doing in this business. Do not even think about trying to do this yourself. It's too tough, too complicated, too competitive, to this, to that, to that. You need to know what the heck you're doing. If you're a partner, if you don't know how to generate direct to seller leads, you're dead in the water. If you're out there running around and you're talking to real estate agents, finding deals, looking at flyers from wholesalers, you're just, it's just, you might as well just sit around and, twiddle your thumbs. That's a waste of time. You got to have capital in this business. It's just, no way around it. You got to have a back office. It's just too many moving pieces without a back office. So this is what our partner program is all about. So if you're not yet a partner and you're like, okay, I'm in, I'm ready to go, I don't have all the information. By the way, you will never, ever, if you're the person that needs all the information to make a decision, you will never, ever, 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 ever have all the information. But if you're ready to just kind of go with it and make a decision, then, and you're ready to get started, I'm looking for it. I don't know where the heck. Oh, here it is.
770-746-8585.
Awesome.
8585. Sorry.
There you go. So there's a team member on standby tonight if you're ready to get started. By the way, if you get started tonight, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to personally make the initial call to you to get you rocking and rolling. And I'll try to do tonight even. So that's it. That's the partner-driven model, guys. If you're a partner, so glad you're here. 2021, best year ever. If you're not yet a partner, make a decision. But either way, 2021, best year ever for you. So guys, it's been an amazing year. It's been a weird year. It's been a challenging year in many respects. But for us personally in this business with our partners, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's been a freaking amazing year. And I'm thankful for everyone around us. I'm thankful for Julie, for Chelsea, for Rafa. I'm thankful for the amazing partners we have. I'm beyond full of gratitude towards the end of this year. I cannot wait to roll into next year. I cannot wait to see what's ahead of us. I cannot wait to, and Julie spent 30 minutes talking about helping people. She didn't really spend too much time about doing deals. I mean, kind of, sort of, but it's next year. My goal is I want to help as many freaking people solve their financial problems through their real estate assets as possible. That is the mission. And we have a whole army of partners that are out there ready to do that. And that's an amazing business to be in. You know, I don't compare us to the frontline people, the medics and all that. Those are truly the frontline people, but those are frontline medical people. Guess what? There's also needs to be frontline financial people. And I consider ourselves to be part of that. So amazing year. On behalf of myself, I'll let Julie say a couple words to close off. I cannot wait to see you guys right around the corner, same time, same place next year. We're going to kick it off big. We got some amazing things planned. I enjoyed it. I loved it. 2020 was cool. It was brilliant. It was amazing. It was I didn't think it could ever turn out the way it did with all the things that happened. But for me personally, 2021, best year ever. Julie?
Yes. You know, I don't know that I could say that any better, but I do wish everybody a great, 2021. And I also wanted to thank you guys for just being here and, for me, allowing a platform for me to be able to share my story, for me to be able to share my experience, with what I do. So thank you so much, to all of you. You inspire me more than you would ever imagine, especially each and every one of you partners out there. Just seeing you guys do what you do, it's the most inspiring thing I've ever seen. So love you guys and be safe. We will see you guys later. Bye.